Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the boys singles final of the Australian Open Championship from Uzbekistan. Welcome to centre court, Jurabeck Karimov. And his opponent from Australia, Oliver Anderson.
Well, Junior boys final of the 2016 Australian Open large round of applause for Oliver Anderson, the Aussie who's in the final, and he's up against Jurabeck Karimov from Uzbekistan. I'm Alan Stone, and joining me is Mark Woodford for this junior boys singles final, and it's always good to have an Aussie in it, Mark, and in particular because we're involved or interested in the development of Australian tennis, so we're always keen to see one of our young players if he can win the Australian Junior, because it's a big stepping stone in their career.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Alan, and it certainly is a lot of interest to have young Ollie Anderson into the singles final.
Well, the conditions are perfect. Possible afternoon or evening showers. Well, we're mid-afternoon, coming up for around 3 p.m. in Melbourne. So I don't think we'll have any problems though, but there has been a strange 10 days of weather in Melbourne with humidity and storms and coldish weather, not like we're used to having in the summer.
Not like normal weather for past AOs. I think players are probably quite relieved that there's been so mild, just having to deal with maybe dashing indoors. They can do a bit of speed work, sprint work as they run for cover, but usually we're sweating bullets under the burning sun at this time of year.
Well, that's Karimov there, the number 7 seed. And Oliver Anderson, the Australian boy, there he is. He had to get a wild card. He's certainly a good enough player. What's the story there, Mark, before they do the coin toss?
Yeah, Ollie Anderson just coming back from injury. He was out for approximately 9 months with a stress fracture to lower back. And he had to stop altogether. He was doing a lot of his rehab up in Brisbane, but he's been back on the court for about 4 to 6 months.
Changed today, so all of the lines are covered. We've got Hawkeye on the court. Make sure if you want to stop the point that you use your voice, because I'll be tracking the ball. You can be wrong 3 times in a set, 1 extra in a tie break. We go to 6-all in the third, you go back to 3. Okay, now remember, lots of microphones on this court. Everything you say is going to be picked up. Questions? Heads or tails?
Choose.
Heads. Heads.
Well, was it interesting? He said you serve when he won the toss.
Yep. Well, that's one of the strengths of Anderson's game is the return. He loves playing on the baseline, and I think, Alan, that we'll have to keep track on his court position in the match. He's a bit of a defensive counter-puncher, but what he's been working on with Wayne Arthurs, that's the coach, is his court position, trying to remain up close to the baseline and add a bit more power on the ground play. But certainly a great return does Oliver Anderson have.
Well, that's the key to performing well on hard court. Got to try to live as close to the baseline as you can. Here's his opponent.
Did he go quickly up to the net? I feel like they've maybe hit 2 balls and he's already up the net.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a sign of how he wants to play his tennis.
Well, that's how he's got through to the final. All in straight sets until his semi-final win against the other Aussie, Alex de Minaur.
And the trouble that these 2 finalists experienced yesterday, they only completed it late or into the early evening, is they started the match outdoors and they had to be completed indoors on the Hisense Arena.
So that's a tough assignment for junior players to have to deal with that sort of change. As we have a look at Oliver Anderson's, he's had a bit tougher match. That was the top seed he beat in round 3, but he had to go 6-4 in the third in the first round, and against another Aussie in the quarters, 6-4 in the third. So he's done well. 2 tough matches and also beating the number 1 seed. So he certainly deserves a spot here in the final.
Yeah, I was having a word with Wayne Arthurs yesterday and this morning just about Oliver's progress, and he said at the top of the tournament, he was just giving him an idea of, you know, the outlook. You know, figure that you're in with a chance to do well in the tournament. It's not about just winning one match. You know, obviously you take it one match at a time, but the idea, even though it's a wild card, to have a look at the semis and finals. And that first round, apparently he really struggled, was a little defensive, a little too reactive. He was hovering deep behind the court, waiting for the action to happen. And he was able to sneak through that, but Wayne has just tried to prod him into being more proactive, and it's paid huge dividends. A big confidence boost, beating the #1 seed.
Well, it's good having Wayne Arthurs as his coach, and I understand Wayne, who's been living in Melbourne for years and years, has moved to Brisbane.
He has.
Where Oliver's come. Is that to be more in charge of his career, or just he's got a new position up with Queensland tennis?
Well, I think Wayne, you know, had been here for quite a number of years and just decided for a change of scenery. And obviously we've got the two centre setup here in Melbourne, as well as up at Brisbane, the Pat Rafter Arena as a base. And I think that's more junior-centric really up there, isn't it?
I think so, yes. And they've got, well, they've got the roof, a couple of covered courts there also at Pat Rafter Centre, so you've got pretty good conditions all year round.
So, you know, Wayne has been given Oliver Anderson as the player that, as he's coming back from some injuries that kept him out for a long period of time. And that's why he doesn't have a ranking, but he has been a very solid junior through the age groups. And then it's just the last year and a half that where he's had to step out and just trying to resurrect his game again.
You took him away when you took away one of our Australian Junior Davis Cup teams, which is for 16 and under boys. Was that just a couple of years ago?
2013. He was a member of the Junior Davis Cup along with Mark Polmans and Archie Santalin, and he was the third player. And actually promoted him into playing a fair number of singles through the tournament. He was in really good form in that particular stanza of the Junior Davis Cup qualifying matches, and then as we qualified through to the final. So after that, shortly after that, is where he started to experiencing probably some growth spurts, and that causes the questionable area in his lower back.
Not a good thing for young guys, though, to have back problems. I mean, a couple of our other great juniors who've gone on to now doing well in the seniors, Nick Kyrgios and Thanasi Kokkinakis, have had back problems too, which it's a bit of a worry early in your career, because you're going to play a lot of tennis on this hard court type surface. If you end up making it into the top ranks, which Kyrgios and Kokkinakis are doing, half the tournaments are on hard court. It's a bit tough on your back if it's not sound.
Well, I wonder if Karimov has had some problems. I mean, he stands at 6'2", 6'3" almost in height. And at this age, I think when you have that early growth spurt, that's a bit of an advantage, because everyone else is just growing at different stages, aren't they? They're still in the embryonic stage as for a tennis player.
Well,
first set, Jurabeck Karimov to serve.
So, Jurabeck Karimov from Uzbekistan. He'll serve first. Well, confidence booster to come up with a winning shot right off the bat.
Very strong backhand, Anderson, and loves the cross-court ball.
Love 30.
Some tension, I think, down there. This is a big moment for these two players. Ollie was pulling up on a few of those shots, and a tentative strike by Karimov.
Good aggressive point from him there, setting it up with the serve. Looks like we might have a nice contrast in this final.
Fairly free spirit to Karimov. Much along the lines of a Marat Safin.
Lovely service motion he's got, and I like the way he closed the net down there.
30-all.
Just that wrong footing forehand. Ollie not being able to get a full strike, just a chip back. Nice movement forward by the Uzbekistan player.
Nice kicking serve there, using his height.
Got a little tight yesterday in the latter stages of the third set, Karimov. He led 5-1. Really cleared, put some distance between he and Diminar, and then things really changed. It was like he saw the finishing line and allowed the Australian to close the gap.
Well, showing us that he can rally as well.
Advantage Karimov.
Solid point from the back of the court from him. Well, from love 30. Good finish to the game by Jurabeck Karimov. First game of the match. Certainly you don't want to drop your opening serve in a final. Gives you a nasty taste in your mouth. Always a few nerves, so if you can play positively, that'll help you relax.
Yes, it's interesting to just follow the round by round and making the final. It's a great feat, a huge achievement, and I reflect back to when I was playing these juniors. I mean, I was excited, but I got bundled out. I mean, I was quite pathetic as in 18s, and you know, in a way, I think it helped. Never lost the desire to become a professional, but it's certainly, you know, a lot of nerves involved for these youngsters as they're trying to establish themselves in their final year of juniors before they make the transition up to senior level.
So you weren't under a lot of pressure from the media and everybody as our next Pat Rafter or something like that?
No, he came along in the same age group as Pat Cash.
Yeah.
A couple of other Australians that are not playing anymore, but they were premier players at the time. Simon Ewell, John Frawley. I had all the attention was placed on them, and two of them now not even playing tennis.
Oh, nice movement of the ball there by Anderson.
30-15.
And because of our recent success, Roland, I believe, you know, with Tomic and Kyrgios and Kokkinakis, the attention that it's bringing on to not just here in Australia, but around the world. Someone like Ollie, who makes the final of the Australian Open, it's, you know, already he's probably being approached by agents, clothing manufacturers, possible racket manufacturers as well.
Certainly a good athlete, really moves well.
One game.
So a good start to this final from him also. One all. Well, he's got what all the big players have. First serve and a forehand. He win at so many points with those two shots.
Healthy court position after that serve, staying around that baseline, waiting for a shortish ball that helped move the ball into the open court.
Very close.
And you would,
It was close, yeah.
you would expect that this would be one of the few times that they get to use Hawkeye as well, the challenge system.
That's right. Not on every court, only the main courts, or the main 6 courts maybe. Lovely angle backhand to set that up.
It's an area that Wayne has been helping Oliver with is the backhand cross court. And as soon as you see your opponent push very wide, and if they play a defensive shot, use his court speed forward. It's actually quite comfortable up at net.
There's Wayne Arthurs, one of the best serves of all time. Judgment there.
13-14.
Wow, it's an important point. And I think if you're just naturally happy up at net, you would make that volley. Even though there might be some doubt that it could go long, you would still volley it into the open court.
Well, first break point of the match.
Game
And Anderson gets it, so what a start for him, the wild card entrant. And he's got the first break, leading 2-1 in this junior final.
Fancy coming back next year? Why not take the Blackmores Wellbeing Check at wellbeingcheck.com.au for your chance to win a VIP trip to the 2017 Australian Open. Start your journey to wellbeing now with Blackmores.
Time.
So, error in judgment at 30 all proved costly. And Oliver Anderson from Australia. The early break, just checking the position of the sun. So, most important that he hangs on to this game to stretch the lead to 2. Really feel like you've broken until you actually come and hold that serve and get the 2-game buffer.
15 long.
It was fast, wasn't it? Not a bad serve, good depth. But right on to the forehand side and moving in.
Well, he moves well for a tall player. Very smooth.
15, 30.
Great footwork. Just get the feeling that maybe Ollie not playing a whole lot of proactive tennis. He's not, he's just secured the break. There we go. Very good. Kind of a chance to loosen up after that forehand. See where he makes contact. I understand, Alan, that Karimov can be a little like Marat Safin in the temperament area as well.
Game Anderson.
An extremely poor choice of shot. So that was a mental error. You're talking about temperament. That was a mental error there. He had a short enough ball to do something really with it. So he's playing solidly. Oliver Anderson not missing much. Counter punching well.
It's a big plus, isn't it? Just consolidating the break, as you pointed out. It's half the battle, winning that game after securing the break.
Mr. Karimov challenging the call on the left play side. The ball's good in. Course tennis. Lovely technique. Mr. Karimov has 2 chances remaining.
He's made a couple of judgment errors. That one there, and then the ball that he let go put him down the break point chance.
Lovely technique.
Good move in, keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, it's a dynamic move, isn't it? This backhand, and then he stays down and just is able to sneak in. Karimov can sense that he's moving forward, tries a little bit more on that backhand, makes the error. Well done. Wasn't as easy as it looked. Love 30, hitting a high backhand volley.
I like the way Karimov was always looking to do something.
30.
Half a chance, and he's going to move forward and use his height and reach and his volleying skills. At the build of the modern top tennis player with his height. Big game.
Once he starts to fill out, that'll add a bit more sting on his shots.
Broke something off the net. Or was it? Wasn't the
net cord device, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was. Didn't break it, it just knocked it off. Shannon Walding's repaired it. Well, an important hold for Jurabeck Karimov. Still down the break.
Anderson leads
3-2 Anderson.
Time.
Junior Boys Singles Championship. We've had some great winners over the years. A lot of them have gone on to be champions, but the majority actually haven't, which doesn't mean that if you win the junior boys or girls, you're going to go on and be a superstar. You've got to be able to continue with your development. Hop and a skip back to the baseline. Very positive point from him here. and a good response.
50.
Remember Stefan Edberg winning the junior here in the early 1980s, and that year the Australian Open was played in December, so he won the junior boys. He completed the Grand Slam in the juniors. So Edberg won it and went on to be a great champion.
30, 50.
It was in 83. He actually beat me in the second round.
Did he?
That was at Kooyong.
At Kooyong, yes, on
Yep.
the grass, and I commentated on the final. I think he might have beaten Simon Newell in the final.
Yes, he did. Yuli made finals back-to-back years.
Gee, what a second serve. That's confidence for you.
40, 50.
Well, he guessed right, and then just couldn't control the down-the-line shot. But Anderson's too quick to be playing too many drop shots
Anderson leads.
against him, and he was there in a flash.
Yeah, look at that height that was executed with. If you're going to play that drop shot, really the ideal is to just have the ball stay minimal bounce, stay low, so that the person coming up to it has to hit up and over the net.
Interesting to watch the future careers of these two, because you've got the
15.
counter-punching, speedy player in Anderson, and you've got Karimov with the bigger game and maybe more upside to it. But it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, so it'll be interesting regardless of the result of this final.
Kind of strikes me at the moment, Ollie Anderson, as a bit of a Jules Simon
Yeah.
player.
Yes, a great counter-puncher, a smooth counter-puncher.
But if Ollie can have a serve like that man, I wish that I had a serve like that man too.
Well, you had a lefty serve. It wasn't bad, but his was...
Oh, his was phenomenal.
30.
So much.
Well, you were at Wimbledon the year and I was, where he won 111 consecutive service games through the qualifying till he lost to Andre Agassi. And he lost his serve in the second set. He lost the first set to Agassi in a tie-break and only lost his serve in the second set for the first time after 111 straight wins on his serve. Starting to get a little irritated. He can't crack the counter-punching and the speed of his opponent here. Gets the first serve when he needs it. Nice looking serve it is too.
Deuce.
chance to rip right through this set with a couple of good shots, good points from Anderson here. He's got his man worried, and he's hitting the ball really cleanly and well.
Advantage Anderson.
Again, in that Gilles Simon type of mode, he doesn't hit very heavy with the rotation, and off this court it can just stay nice and low, shoot through. It's caught Karimov a couple of times.
Well, double break. Poor shot there. Karimov looks around at his coach and camp. They'll be a bit disappointed, as is he, but Oliver Anderson 5-2 with 2 breaks in the first set.
Tom.
28 minutes of action in this junior boys final, and it's all in favour of Oliver Anderson. Got an early break and then has broken again. Serves for the first set at 5-2. Well, that was a let.
Yeah.
First.
That's very good sportsmanship. It wasn't called, and Anderson said, well, it was a let.
I thought it was an echo, but the machine didn't go.
Oh, the machine didn't work. Probably the pasting it took a few games ago, and the ball rocketed into it.
Oh! 30. 40 love.
This is how you like to serve out a set, get a little bit of help from your opponent and quickly to 40 love, so that takes the pressure off. 3 set points. Rather disappointed and disconsolate Jurabeck Karimov towards the end of that set, allowing it to slip away a bit easily, but Anderson will take it. 30 minutes, 6-2.
6 games to 2.
The stats from set number 1, the serving from Oliver Anderson. Low first serve percentage, but the win rate is up above 80%. And balance between the winners and unforced errors. In the positive column for him, not so much for Karimov, even though he's not having a nice percentage of first serves into play. But again, one of the strengths of the man on camera there, Oliver Anderson, is his returner serve. So he's been able to absorb the pace of Karimov nicely today.
A couple of highlights. They were early in the set for Karimov.
He played a few of those drop shots, didn't he, that were a little questionable. And perhaps a little bit of a panic. That was an important moment right there, leaving that ball. That set up the break point. A very casual last game from Jurabeck Karimov, handing the first set to the Australian.
A quick comfort break. Maybe a change of attitude. He let it slip towards, it wasn't a really gutsy last game there. He was a bit annoyed and disconsolate with things. So you see now a bit more positive body language as he moves back. He's right, he's got that out of his system, he hopes.
Second set.
Looking for much more positive play from him here. Second set.
Love 15.
I like the way he likes to move in and really hammer the short second serve. As you mentioned, he's a good returner server, but this is really good. Karimov's game looks good when he's able to employ this sort of point.
Close the net down very well. Oliver Anderson might just try a lob on the next time Karimov comes into net.
First set.
I saw it good. Is it good?
Bother to lose concentration by having a chat with the umpire. He's got the first set under his belt. He really needs to retain his focus. Well, Karimov's been made to work for every point. Hardly any free points from the racket of Anderson. He's turning well. Rallying shots are good. Important stage of the match, and that was just what he needed there at 30 all. If he drops this opening serve, in a lot of trouble, so just what he needed.
Game
Well,
Karimov.
good finish to the game from him. A bit casual, that last little shot. I mean,
First game, second set.
drop shot was fine, but he played a little angle shot. And against a speedy player, I wouldn't be doing that too much.
Here it is again. Maybe in two minds.
Got away with it.
Oh, yeah, just.
Yeah, important stage of the match. He's got the first set. And he needs to just remain focused and concentrated here.
Love 15.
He would be expecting an improved effort from his opponent.
Love 13.
Well, that's what you've got to guard against, your first serve in any set, particularly if you've won the first. A big final like this, it's easy to have a little letdown. 2 errors.
Oh,
Love 14.
Well, this game's come out of the blue because he hasn't made too many errors. Now 3 in a row. Well,
Game
that's an
Karimov.
unbelievable game. 4 forehand errors.
Karimov leads 2 games to love.
That's just donating the advantage back to your opposition there.
well, maybe he was looking at the scoreboard.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Amazing game.
15 love.
it's totally against the trend of play.
Mm.
Love.
That's 6 straight errors.
Exploding onto that backhand, Karimov.
40 love.
Not waiting for it to come to him. This is the one here. In he comes. Nice half hop.
Game Karimov.
Well, that's 10 points in a row from 30 all in the first game. Run that game and
Karimov
2 love
leads 3
games,
games to love.
and he's ahead 3 love, so a turnaround here.
Time.
So, Oliver Anderson somehow going to fight his way out of this bad patch. As I said, lost the last 10 points. He's serving at love 3.
Love 15.
Well, going to the chair. He's going to change rackets. Yep.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
That racket hasn't really helped him over the last 3 games.
It's been really misbehaving, hasn't it?
I think the ball's supposed to go in.
There it is.
Mr. Karimov, challenge call, left fast sideline. What was called in?
Well, just enough.
Thirty 15. Mr. Karimov has 2 challenges remaining.
Oh, that was a Roger Federer saber move.
40-15.
Sneak attack by Roger, S-A-B-R.
Almost pulled it off.
First fault.
Just never got around to the side of that ball. So he just went up laterally, forgot to just turn around to the side, and that might hurt.
Deuce.
Well, the sting's definitely gone out of his game.
Perhaps dealing with loss of focus. It's just allowing Karimov to control the plays now, dictating.
Advantage Karimov.
He's just lost all confidence at the moment.
There was no loading on the right foot there. In fact, it was leading into the shot. Just no sting in the forehand, and it found the bottom of the net.
Deuce.
Well, importantly for him, he's able to save that break point. don't think Karimov can believe it.
Advantage Karimov.
So his best backhand, his favoured one is cross court. Having to go with go over the higher part of the net.
Karimov not able to take advantage of it here. Already ahead 3-love, but points for 4-love. I mean, they could really rip through this set.
Advantage Anderson.
And ultimately, this could be a very important game for Anderson. If he can stop the bleeding here, hold serve, and then it just puts so much pressure back on Karimov. Could have easily been up 4-love, Karimov.
Mr. Anderson challenging the call, left far sideline. The ball's called out. Replay the point. Advantage Anderson. First serve.
Positive play.
Deuce.
Difference in the body language of the two players at the moment. That was a good shot from Karimov.
Advantage Karimov.
Could sense that Anderson was making a late move forward. Just plays a little angle across court. Forces the error. Third breakpoint save.
Deuce. Advantage Karimov.
Puzzled by it all about what's happened to his game. It's just fallen away.
First serve. Deuce.
It's a handy second serve. Just using the court surface to aid him. Ball just cuts around the outside, just takes off once it hits the surface and catches Karimov.
Advantage Anderson.
Well, a bit of a flat spot in the match at the moment. Anderson's really struggling, and Karimov just can't quite take advantage of it here. He's had 3 game points, 10-minute game.
Advantage Anderson.
Carefully played rally. Can't believe it either, what's happening.
Just a mix of very few winning shots. A lot of mistakes coming from both players. That's a nice one up the line for the win.
Well, there's a perfect choice of shot. So, back-to-back good points from Karimov.
Advantage Karimov.
Just didn't do enough, though, with this forehand. Anderson didn't get a healthy hit at it. That's kind of what separates the pros from the juniors. It's just to be able to put some extra sting on the ball.
Game Karimov.
This time he does break. 4th chance.
Karimov leads 4 games to love.
So a lot of effort. 12-minute game for no result for Oliver Anderson. Down 4-love in the second set.
Love 15. Fifteen. $30-15.
193, so cranking the serve up there.
It's healthy, isn't it? Using his frame, 6'2", almost 6'3" is Karimov. Oh no. That's just going to hurt even more. Was seeing that Karimov covering the line as well, just tried a little more closer to the line and made the error.
Well, a quick hold for Jurabeck Karimov. He's really got the wind in his sails here. 5-love, so we're set to head for a third setter to decide this junior boys singles championship.
Let me watch the sea rain falling, smell the salt, thick-driven spray. Let me hear the bush birds calling at the dawning of the day. Let me see the sunbars streaming down the valleys and the night fills the world with pleasant dreaming, love and coolness and delight.
Tom.
Oliver Anderson down 5-love. Sure, you make an effort in this game. You hate to see that duck egg next to your name up on the scoreboard. Also, it will make Karimov serve it out, in which case he would stir. Anderson would start serving first in the third set. Pretty good touch there.
15.
Free flowing, isn't he? Karimov. Nice move. Excellent touch. A little bounce in his feet.
Wait, please.
Which has been in progress right on the hour. Rather a strange match.
Classy. Really opening up his shoulders, and that rally.
30.
Much better drop shot. You can see the ball just moves out to the left, making it more difficult for Anderson. Looked like he was struggling to reach that, Oliver Anderson. Comfortably, I mean.
He pulled up a little gingerly.
Yeah.
movement was really good the first set.
40.
But that's it's slowed down a little. And that's set point. Number 7 seed.
Deuce.
Well saved.
Advantage, Karimov.
Well, a lack of real movement there, commitment to push hard to get to that one from Anderson. And he's down a second set point.
Deuce.
Watch the ball, he's saying to himself.
Advantage, Anderson. Game, Anderson.
Well, Australian crowd is happy that Oliver Anderson's on the board, saving those 2 set points.
Yep. Can I tell him what for? Tell him what for.
Whenever that is for.
Yep.
It's been worse since yesterday.
Nice
Karimov
with the trainer.
leads 5 games to 1.
Well, you can see just there as Ollie lifts up his shirt. There's a bit of tape. It's on the lower abdomen.
15
Well, that's certainly clear something's wrong. He's not the same player as we saw in the first set.
No, and I guess with a lot of tennis under his belt this week, just starting to wear on him.
30 love.
He played a lot of tennis in Brisbane too, didn't he? Qualified into the main draw there, which was a terrific effort.
Yeah. And just through his comments there that it's getting worse. Obviously, he's been getting some treatment through the tournament and saying that it's getting worse.
Further 3 set points to Jurabeck Karimov, but this time on his own serve.
Oh. 40-15.
A little frustrated. He's had 4 set points. He's struggling to put his man away this set. 5 love up. He shouldn't be feeling too much tension or pressure, I would have thought.
Deuce.
Still can't do it.
happy at himself. But, you know, when he's moving laterally, the ball, you know, gets onto him. We saw very flowing movement and shot making when he's moving forward into the ball.
Advantage Karimov.
Well, this is his 6th set point. 5-1 up.
Wait, please.
And this time he does it a brilliant backhand down the line. So we are at 1 set all in this junior boys singles final.
6 games to
3rd set coming up.
Fancy coming back next year? Why not take the Blackmore's Wellbeing Check? wellbeingcheck.com.au for your chance to win a VIP trip to the 2017 Australian Open.
Summary
Start your journey to
Anderson
wellbeing now
serves
with
dropping off a
Blackmore.
bit, and the winner's twice as much for Karimov, as Anderson's movement was a bit restricted. Also because of that he made quite a few more unforced errors. Didn't have a break point. And 6-1, you see the trainer there talking to him.
I may stay here. We're going to stay here. Yeah. Stay here. Yeah.
They're going to receive treatment here at Rod Laver Arena rather than have to go off court. Some of the highlights from that 2nd set. Well, there wasn't too many for Oliver.
No, there wasn't. 10 points in a row. Certainly, to start that set, put him in a big hole. Just allowing Karimov as well, if he's lost a bit of velocity on his shots, Anderson, means Karimov can kind of execute, take a step into the ball. Like that, backhand up the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Anderson is now receiving a medical timeout.
He's in a bit of pain with that stretch there. 3-minute medical timeout. Players are used to it these days. The trainers are often out in matches. Just stretching there. If it's a groin or hip area. A bit concerned there. He's probably not surprised, Mark, and you mentioned that he's coming into the match with that looks like a big amount of tape, doesn't it, that we can see there? Just that,
yeah,
out of his, poking out of his shorts.
It looks like that elbow is going into just the adductor area.
Yeah.
Certainly or was compromising the play last night of Milos Raonic. Said that it was a doctor that he couldn't apply any pressure on. Very difficult for him to balance and power off. And, in fact, we noticed that the velocity off of the shots of Oliver Anderson, certainly a rash of errors coming from the forehand side. So if it is that right leg, to use that as the anchor to bear weight and maybe just pushing through a little too soon, creating those errors.
A bit of discomfort. The trainers persevered with that same stretch or elbow pressing on the area. So, umpire calls time. So, Oliver's got to get out and he's going to change the shirt. Right, you can see that tape there now. So, he's going to give it a crack though, no doubt about it, in this third set. Let's hope that treatment has freed it up a little.
We're certainly going to get a test of it right now because he's starting to serve first.
Final set, Anderson to serve.
All right, so he was unable to really do anything much to start the second. And then for the rest of that set, let's see what he does here.
15-0.
Let that one go, and it was in, well in.
15-0.
Next 5 minutes might be quite telling the outcome of the match. Ollie's just got to try and draw the line, not surrender an early service break. And of course, if you're Jurabeck Karimov, you want to be able to keep this momentum going in your favor.
Karimov really knows he just needs to play some good solid tennis. Doesn't need to go for too much. If he can just move his man around, he's going to draw some errors. Particularly if he can get him off balance a little bit, make him run so he just didn't push out there too aggressively.
Correction. First, Mr. Karimov challenging the call on the left serve. Ball was called in.
How is that a first serve?
Because he had a play on the ball.
He had a play on the ball.
Yeah.
He is doing that.
So yeah, he's swinging through the ball at the same time. Oliver, he's swinging through at the same time she calls.
It's not like he had two.
Yep.
Reasonable explanation, I think, from the
First
chair
serve.
umpire.
Yep.
Showing us that Oliver really wants to take the point. Oh.
A little bit of luck there for Oliver.
30. Mr. Karimov has 2 challenges remaining.
he didn't want a net cord there. Just sets the ball up.
Beautiful forehand. Yeah, just too much time. Interesting to see that Karimov actually moved around and hit that forehand.
Well, he's got an early opportunity here. And well saved. Telling himself to go forward rather than across, but pretty good serve, 190, so he got some good speed on that, Anderson.
Advantage Anderson.
That'll give him a lift. Holding serve from break point down. And doing it with a winner as well. A good effort, that.
Yeah, the approach shot, not accurate, not enough pace, making it very difficult. Anderson was deep in the court, and the reaction from Karimov. Doesn't need to perhaps start too much conversation with himself or with his coach's box. Realize that some steady play might be just enough against the injured Australian.
Love 15.
Well, just setting up enough for Anderson to take a bit of control. Oh, that backhand approach shot pushed long, needed to give it a bit more stick.
Things improving here for Oliver Anderson. Rallying better again. Movement still not as it was early in the match, but it's getting better.
A bit more chatter though coming from the Uzbeki end of the court. Too good. Too good. That was a key point.
Yep.
15-30.
Just couldn't get the two hands on the return. Anderson.
Too many serve volley points.
That was the first.
15-14.
And it also might be the last. You could see that not going through the volley at all. He stopped and moved to the side. It was like a sitting duck on the passing shot. Great job on the passing from Oliver Anderson.
casual there. Now Karimov, some good scrambling, so it's turned around again, this boys singles final.
Anderson leads 2 games to 1.
Was a bonus. I thought he might come out on top, Karimov, in this rally. Nice move, but perhaps a little tall. Didn't really get...
Yeah, I just felt he just a bit too casual with it. It was a pretty straightforward one that he should have made. Had the whole court. Wasn't enough intensity in his effort there. A strange match.
15.
There's a lot more urgency about the play in this set now by Oliver Anderson. He's moving better, not making the errors. And now all of a sudden it's Karimov who's really under pressure. Becoming frustrated.
Oh! 40-50.
Way long. So frustration for Jurabeck Karimov. And a turnaround, but it's in Oliver Anderson's favour here. After the treatment, he's really come on strong early here. 3-love in the third. Well, what a turnaround here in this junior boys final. He was definitely down, not quite out, but he was down at a set all, received treatment, Anderson, and he's come back. And he's got the match in his grasp now. You can see it's a really disgruntled Karimov. Maybe he lost concentration at the set all, thinking that his opponent was injured, which he was. We could see the taping and the treatment. He'd be thinking, well, just about home here.
He's fallen off that pedestal, hasn't he?
Love 30.
Now everything going wrong.
Just a replay of the first set. Just got to a certain stage where he imploded with a bevy of errors, Karimov.
Well, a little bit negative from Anderson there. He could have come in.
Yes, that's
15-30.
exactly what I was thinking as well, Alan. Just ask the question. You're up 3 love and love 30. All the pressure is on Karimov right now. It's even worth exploring that play again on this point. See if Ollie can maybe do something with this second serve return.
Thirty.
Well, again, he played it a bit defensively. Anderson waiting for an error.
14-30.
Yes, we've seen an avalanche of errors from Karimov over the last couple of games, and you certainly don't want to see Anderson just play reactive tennis and try and protect the lead.
Game, Karimov.
Just what he needed. Jurabeck Karimov. Love 30 was the key point, Mark. You mentioned it, love 30. He should have come in there. He had a chance for love 40. And if he'd got that, you would expect him to break from love 40. But once he let Karimov off the hook there, form picked up and he's held an important serve there. So it's 3-1.
Thank you.
Yeah, these are costly errors.
And this is our same situation as it was in the last game. He doesn't need to be passive. There you go. Great serve. Went out after it. Good speed. Searching for the lines. Comes up trumps with the ace.
$14-15. $14-30.
40 love, it looked plain sailing. 40-30. Tighter. So it gives the opponent a bit of encouragement to think that he's come back from 40 love to 40-30. deuce.
Deuce.
Good height clearance on the forehand up the line. And another one. It's trying to take a look at that forehand wide on Ollie Anderson.
Advantage, Anderson.
What a well-placed serve, though. Just feels a bit embarrassed that he couldn't get out of the way of it. Give himself room. Got it. Holds his serve. Thought he loved to juice, so under a bit of pressure, but hangs on well there. Oliver Anderson is well placed now in this final. 4-1 third set.
Anderson leads 4-1.
Got a hold here. 1-4.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice. Going inside the baseline, just carving it up the line. We haven't seen that forehand for a long time from Ollie Anderson. Saw plenty of it in the second set. A rash of errors coming off of that side that caused him to lose his game, and the momentum clearly went against him. Let's hope it doesn't reoccur. Generating just enough speed. Court, Karimov out of court. Now good chance here again for Anderson.
Oh, that's calmly played.
Was, but you know, I don't know if I'm being too harsh there, Alan, but I thought maybe Ollie could have even gone in a little early in that rally.
Well, I think he misses a few openings, really, because he's not a natural volleyer. He doesn't see himself there. So he misses quite a few chances.
Using the pace magnificently off the return.
30-40.
Sent back quickly, and it's his favourite backhand.
Well, he got it right when he wanted it.
Yeah.
Because it's given him a break point here. Well, how about that for a cheeky shot? Desperate shot, whatever you like. I mean, to play that, if you miss this, you're down 5-1 and you're out of it.
Loose as a goose.
What a surprise choice and beautifully executed.
Advantage, Anderson.
Well, held himself in check there. He really wanted to give that racket something. Strange mixture from him all match, though, with some brilliant shots and then some very loose ones. And a good serve there. Well placed, not all that fast, but accurate.
Deuce.
So he saved 2 break points here.
Advantage, Anderson.
And it shows how much it means to Anderson on that side of the court. Healthy court position to return. It's opening up his shoulders on this side. Just hasn't been as offensive.
Wow.
Game, Anderson.
Anderson stood up there and looked at him. He couldn't believe that that was such a donation to give him 5-1 in the third.
Total de-acceleration from Karimov.
Anderson leads 5 games to 1.
Maybe you could see the ominous stance of Anderson inside the baseline.
Well, great moment for him. Serving for the championship here, Oliver Anderson. And he's got that vital opening point.
15.
Didn't have to take too many steps, took a couple of little ones just to balance, kept his head down. Well played for Anderson.
30-15.
Great anticipation by Karimov.
Fourteen to 15.
And 2 championship points for Oliver Anderson. And that'll do it.
Anderson. 61.
So Oliver Anderson is the 2016 Australian Junior Boys Champion in a strange match, Mark, but really a deserved winner in the end.
Certainly was, and not a just kind of walked over. Very normally he hasn't jumped up and down, no fist pump. I think he is actually quite surprised that he's been survived through the match. But a fantastic result for Ollie. Coming back from injury that kept him out of the sport for over 9 months. And that's a welcome return, isn't it? Taking the Australian Open Junior Boys title.
Well, you must be pleased because, as you said, you had a bit to do with him a couple of years ago, taking him away in a 16 and under team. And so it would be a thrill to then see him come through and win this Junior Boys Championship of Australia.
Definitely. Had a great short time with him, and obviously a couple of others that were in the team, but a really nice youngster is Oliver Anderson, and just through it, I know Wayne Arthurs would be just ecstatic there. It's a fresh partnership, coach-pupil relationship there, and the thrill of a title for Wayne Arthurs as well. Well, that maybe the unforced error count from Karimov, maybe just taking its toll, and when he came to net, those numbers would have been healthy in the early stages, but in the end, only winning 13 of the 22 times that he came to net. Maybe part the cause being Anderson threading the ball past him.
Well, he hit more winners, Karimov, but a lot more errors. And I mean, he didn't play with the desperation, I think, that you need to win any sort of tournament, and particularly a junior Grand Slam here. But what an effort at a set all. I mean, I think both you and I both felt when he'd had that injury that you mentioned, and out comes the trainer, and he received the treatment, and things weren't looking that good. And the key was he was down break point to start the third set. He held on there. Karimov played a loose game. Then I think he loosened up himself. And he went on and won comfortably in the third.
And it goes to show attitude, character counts for so much, even at junior level, probably even more so in the junior competition. He started to just get a little verbal with himself. Frustrating that he wasn't able to continue on with the momentum against Oliver.
Well, he's got a good game though, Jurabeck Karimov. We can see some upside for him with his tall. He's got the big game. So there'll be a future for him in the game, I think. And Oliver Anderson, well, he showed us what a gutsy effort that was today. And although he's a counter-puncher, he is a really good one, and I think the future's good for him. And we'll go down courtside for the presentation. Is Craig Willis.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll agree another outstanding final here on Rod Laver Arena. Let's applaud both players for their efforts in the Boys Singles Championship, the final of 2016. For our presentation, we're joined by the President of the International Tennis Federation, Mr. David Haggerty, the CEO of Tennis Australia and Tournament Director here for the Australian Open, Mr. Craig Tiley, and our Tournament Director, Mr. Francis Sawyer. Firstly, I'd like to invite Francis to make a presentation to our chair umpire here in the final. That's Shannon Walding from Australia. Thank you, Shannon, and well done in the chair today. I'd like to invite the runner-up now, Jurabeck Karimov of Uzbekistan, to come forward to receive his trophy.
Hello, everybody. Just want to say thanks for the crowd that you came to watch, even if it's juniors, even if it's boys, even if he was against me, but still, thank you very much. First of all, I want to say thanks for all the sponsors, Kia Motors, Fly Emirates, Jacobs Creek, which makes this tournament possible for us, and we're just happy to play this tournament every year. Thank you. And also, just wanted to say thanks to my small team, which was supporting me every day, every matches. Without, it was impossible to play. Thank you, guys. And everyone who was supporting me, my parents, my coaches, who was not with me this week, but still, thank you for the support. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Jurabeck, and good luck to you for the rest of the tennising year. Well, the International Tennis Federation do an outstanding job with junior tennis tournaments around the world. I'd like to invite David Haggerty, the president of the ITF, to present the trophy from the ITF, and our tournament director, Mr. Craig Tiley, to present the perpetual trophy too, and I'm proud to say an Australian, Oliver Anderson. Well done.
Thanks everyone for coming out today and getting behind me. I appreciate it. Thanks, Craig, for letting us play on Rod Laver Arena for the final. It meant a lot to both of us, I'm sure, and I enjoyed every moment of it. Thanks, Frankie, for organising the tournament and doing a great job every single tournament directing gig you get, so I really appreciate it. And to all the ball kids, linesmen, referees, you all do a good job, even though I'm sure you get a bit of a hard time, but we couldn't be out here without you. Thanks to my coaches and fitness coaches over there for helping me out throughout the whole few weeks of the summer. It's been good fun. And Jurabeck, well played today. You got a bit unlucky in the third, but hard-fought match. It was good. Enjoyed it. Thanks.
Oliver, well done. Congratulations as our junior champion of the Australian Open Tennis Championship for 2016. That completes our presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And it won't be long. We've got a bit of time, but then it's the women's singles final coming up next here on Rod Laver Arena. Angelique Kerber and Serena Williams going into battle for a Grand Slam championship.
Well spoken, Mark, by the two finalists there, I thought.
Certainly, you know, for Jurabeck, English being his non-primary language, and a bit of character there, and Ollie also making sure that he thanked the appropriate people that have helped him to this victory today. You can see that obviously they've known each other for a while, growing up together through the ranks of junior play.
Yes, a good sporting flavour to that final, I must say, and warm congratulations to each other at the end. So it's good to see an Aussie's name go on that. The last one was only a couple of years ago, Nick Kyrgios. who beat Tennessee Kokonakis in the final. And different style of player to Nick, personality as well probably. But nevertheless, a very well-deserved win by Oliver Anderson. So he is our 2016 Australian Junior Boys Champion.
Kiss, oh, I did a little kiss, mate.